Every few years, DJI takes a bold step forward in its FPV lineup, and if the current wave of leaks and chatter is accurate, the DJI Avata 3 could represent a dramatic shift in what we expect from a cinewhoop-style drone. The first two Avata models focused on accessibility, safety, and making immersive first-person view flying approachable for creators of all skill levels. But this time, the Avata 3 appears to be targeting a higher tier, something closer to professional-grade FPV performance, while still retaining the protected design that made the family so versatile. What this means in practice is significant. Instead of being just a safe and fun FPV drone for newcomers and casual creators, the Avata 3 is rumored to bring together a set of upgrades that bridge cinematic image quality with the speed and control of sports-style FPV craft. A larger sensor for richer, cleaner video, dramatically higher frame rates for smooth slow motion, aerodynamic refinements for sharper handling, and reworked propellers that shift the feel of flight. All of these ingredients could transform the Avata 3 into one of DJI's most ambitious FPV drones yet. One of the strongest and most consistent rumors surrounding the Avata 3 is a major upgrade to the camera. Earlier Avata models relied on a 1x17" sensor, which was good for a compact FPV drone but limited in dynamic range and low light performance. The Avata 3, however, is said to be stepping up to a 1" class CMOS sensor, which is a huge leap. A sensor of this size brings several advantages. First, low light performance improves dramatically, meaning night flights or indoor shots in dimly lit environments will look cleaner, with less noise and more usable ISO flexibility. Second, dynamic range benefits significantly. You'll be able to capture brighter highlights without blowing them out while still holding on to detail in the shadows. For filmmakers, this translates into footage that grades more naturally and offers a cinematic roll-off between light and dark areas. The larger sensor also introduces more depth to the image. Subject separation becomes easier to achieve, giving that subtle background blur effect that looks more professional compared to the flatter look of smaller sensors. In essence, the Avata 3 could begin delivering the type of footage you'd normally associate with larger drones or even dedicated camera rigs, but inside a compact cinewhoop body. Naturally, a bigger sensor forces changes in design. Prototype images that have surfaced show a noticeably bulkier camera housing at the front of the drone, which makes sense. A larger sensor requires a bigger lens block, new thermal solutions for heat management, and slightly different optical geometry. These adjustments hint that DJI isn't just reusing the Avata 2 shell, but is engineering something new to accommodate the upgraded imaging system. Alongside the sensor upgrade, multiple leaks point to the Avata 3 offering 4K video at 120 frames per second. For FPV filmmakers, this is a huge deal. High frame rates mean smooth slow-motion playback without relying on artificial frame interpolation in post-production. Instead, editors will have native footage to work with, opening the door to combining high-speed maneuvers with slow, cinematic reveals within the same shot. Think about a chase sequence. You dive at high speed toward a subject, then instantly slow the playback down to emphasize the moment. With 120 FPS recording, the footage remains crisp and natural. This flexibility is precisely what professional editors and content creators crave, and it could make the Avata 3 an essential tool for action-packed productions. Of course, recording at such demanding specs isn't trivial. Sustained 4K/120 FPS capture generates serious heat, which requires efficient cooling solutions and smart codec management. This ties back into the bulkier nose design we've seen in leaks. DJI likely had to design improved airflow and heat dissipation systems to keep performance stable during long flights. While the camera is the star of the show, the Avata 3 also seems to be undergoing meaningful changes in flight dynamics. Reports suggest DJI is moving from 3-blade propellers to 4-blade propellers. On paper, this may sound minor, but in practice, it can change the way the drone feels in the air. 4-blade props typically provide more thrust at lower RPM, resulting in tighter yaw control and smoother power delivery. This is especially useful for cinematic flying, where consistency and precision matter more than raw agility. The trade-off is a bit more drag, but in this case, smoothness takes priority, and that aligns perfectly with DJI's goal of making the Avata series a tool for filmmakers. Another rumored change is the repositioning of the battery further back in the frame. By shifting the center of gravity, DJI can make the drone feel more stable in pitch, improving how it holds framing during forward movement. For creators trying to capture long, steady passes, this kind of design tweak can make all the difference. All these changes do affect the silhouette of the drone. Early prototype leaks show a slightly bulkier front end and adjusted prop guards to accommodate the new blades and larger camera. Again, this highlights DJI's balancing act, maintaining the safety of a cinewhoop-style frame while upgrading performance and airflow for high-speed, high-quality shooting. Beyond hardware, DJI appears to be refining the intelligence of the Avata 3. Rumors suggest expanded obstacle sensing and improved return-to-home logic. If true, this means safer automated moves and reduced risk during complex flights. There are also hints that DJI is preparing a new generation of FPV goggles or displays to pair with the Avata 3. These could bring higher resolution and lower latency, ensuring that pilots see a sharper and more responsive feed while flying. This level of integration matters. Better visual fidelity in the headset directly complements the improved image quality from the larger sensor, making the whole experience more immersive and reliable. For content creators, these software and hardware refinements translate into fewer failed takes. When every second of footage counts, features like omnidirectional sensing and more intelligent automation can save time and reduce frustration on set. In short, the DJI Avata 3 rumors paint a picture of a drone that aims to redefine the cinewhoop category. Bigger sensor, higher frame rates, redesigned chassis, improved safety, and deeper integration with DJI's ecosystem all point to a product built for creators who demand more. If DJI manages to deliver on all these fronts, the Avata 3 could become not just an upgrade, but a true milestone in FPV drone design. The real test, of course, will be in real-world use. Heat management, battery endurance, and stability under pressure will decide whether this drone lives up to the hype. But if history is any guide, DJI rarely misses the mark when it comes to innovation. The Avata may very well be the next big leap that turns FPV from a niche filmmaking tool into a mainstream cinematic standard.